Okay, so two major things happen in this chapter, which is we dive even further into Kaido's past and his in the time of his youth, and the other thing is this episode marks the end of the battle between Kaido and Luffy, and so Kaido's defeat essentially. Which, after getting the flashback that we did, I want to talk about Kaido's future in the story beyond this point, because as it's shown, Kaido is someone who's never known peace. He's only ever been surrounded by conflict or used and abused by the powers that be, and ultimately saw that the only true way to peace was to drag those in power down, pretty much down to pretty much the level of the very people that those in power branded as criminals or low class, which isn't entirely in the wrong. Like, we've seen exactly what, like, how the powers that be treat those that are lower than them, but on top of making and it does make what Kaido did to Orochi all the more satisfying. But also with the added revelation that this entire time Kaido's been waiting for the day when he meets someone to defeat him, and that that only the person who does so is the one he can even recognize as Joy Boy. This does make me think that, having lost to Luffy now, we will see Kaido's perspective start to change, and I don't think he's going to give. Like, here's the thing: I don't think Kaido's going to give up on trying to attain the One Piece. I think that's still going to be a thing, but I think what's going to happen is, what's going to happen is now that Luffy has crushed Kaido's machinations, I think we will see Kaido take. I think we will see. I think we will see Kaido take from here. Just, I think what's going to happen now is I think he's going to abandon the idea of using Wano as a means to do so in order to attain the One Piece. And one direction I think we will see Kaido take from here, just based off the details of his past, is that we are going to see him confront the government directly, just from all the buildup that Oda's been doing, and all the walls are kind of closing in on the government at this point, and so at this point it does make sense for Kaido to take the more direct approach and make things definitely more difficult for them that they already are. Like, I think Kaido's direction at this point is basically he's going to abandon all machinations of domination and just confront the government directly, because his enemy this entire time has been the government themselves. So I think he's gonna take the fight to them, I think, beyond this point. That just feels like where Kaido should probably be going now as a character. And getting back to Kaido's backstory for a bit, I do find it kind of funny how Kaido's prediction came true on more than one account about the Rocks pirates becoming big names, but I think, whether intentionally or not, I think he might have also unintentionally foreseen the ending of the Rocks era with both Big Mom, and with not only his defeat but with Big Mom's defeat as well. Like, when you look at it, the pretty much Rocks era with Big Mom's defeat, with himself defeated, and with Whitebeard dead, the Rocks era is coming to its end. The only one, I guess, kind of still alive for that era is Shanks himself, but honestly, even that kind of makes me a little bit concerned as to whether or not he's even going to live through this. And on a more personal level, I am glad Oda didn't drag this out any longer than necessary, because I think most can agree the fight itself was getting a little lengthy, especially in its back half. With that said, I will admit I'm actually weirdly a little bit more mixed on the climax itself. And right out of the gate, I will say, with one little caveat is we do have to wait and see how the aftermath of this fight plays out. But something about all this feels like it's ending on a little bit too much of a perfect note. Now, granted, Oda did kind of don't get me wrong, Oda did earn it just through how much he has put Wano and his people through hell. So, like, just the idea of him ending it on a note where where Onigashima doesn't doesn't fall in the flower capital, it is well deserved. And but it's also one of those things where does feel like things so far have wrapped up with a little bit too much of a perfect bow, and that but that also does make me question exactly. But again, going back to what I said before, that does make me question even more as to what the aftermath of all this is going to look like. Like, is Zoda going to throw like one final wrench into things, or like what's going to happen from here? That's the biggest thing I'm wondering. And and more than anything, like one thing for me that could still throw this whole climax for a loop though, is what Oda plans to do with Zoro. Like, I know I kind of repeat myself a bit here, but we still don't know what exactly happened to Zoro, because yeah, for some reason Oda chose to kind of just not touch up on him again since we saw him last, where he met the literal Grim Reaper, which does make me think from here on we are going to get a Kakashi moment where Zoro and his father do meet. Like, that feels like the only approach you can go with Zoro from here that doesn't involve killing him. And to top it off, with that one CP0 agent escaping, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of time to rest for the Straw Hats. Like, I feel a good chunk of this aftermath of this arc will be focused on the government's response to what happened at Wano, and a possible immediate response to trying to kill Luffy now that he's awakened Sun God Nika. Like, again, I said it before, but the walls are closing in on the government, and I think they are growing even more desperate to just end things if they get things under control. But I don't think that's gonna be as easy as they think it will be. Especially with Luffy having awakened like his Devil Fruit and Sun God Nika and all that. With all that being said, I kind of love how ultimately Luffy's response to Kaido is that he just wants to create a world where his friends can eat in peace, and eat in peace and as much food as they want. Like, and because really that is that is Luffy's ideal world, his whole worldview, the one where he can share a meal with everyone he's ever considered a friend. Luffy has always lived by a simple set of rules, and just wants to live a simple, carefree life, free from persecution. That's all he's ever wanted, and it shows that even after all this, Luffy hasn't changed. Yes, he's matured, but his goals, his ideals, everything he's believed have remained the same, even now after having endured probably the most painful and grueling fight he's ever been in. And honestly, with the fight against Kaido finally over and in the books, it does make me more curious how he's going to handle Blackbeard now, because for however strong Kaido was, Blackbeard has been built up as pretty much like Luffy's ultimate foe. He is basically what Prince Shiki was to Roger. He's Luffy's ideological opposite, and that alone is going to make for a compelling and engaging final confrontation between the two. But how he approaches it is going to be more interesting thing, because this will either, how Oda handles this is either going to be fantastic, or we'll end up in another Pain Madara situation with what happened and just what happened with Naruto after the Pain arc and all that shit. I don't think the latter is likely to happen, given how Oda makes sure every piece is in place, but yeah, Kaido still does feel like a little bit of a slight peak that Oda's going to have to reach with Blackbeard now. And again, I have confidence he can do it, but it does make me wonder just how he's going to do it. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. I'm on Twitter, Analyst Control. Be sure to hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just hit the video around, guys. Dark Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, everyone.